That's cool. Good to sit down. What's up? Good morning.
What's our daily Luka update?
He did great in the film session. He participated. He's in good spirits. We'll go through shoot around here and see how he feels.
We know he obviously wants to be on the floor. Fair to call it optimistic that we might see him in game 4?
Optimistic. That's a good word. I think when you look at what he's done up to this point, he's going in the right direction. He's listening to the medical. He's doing all the work. There hasn't been any setbacks, and so we'll see how he goes today. It's a quick turn. We play tomorrow afternoon, so we'll see how much he can do today, and if the workload is where he does everything, we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
Do the results of the series so far influence decision making at all?
No, no. There's no where we are today in the series does not have any effect of if he plays or he doesn't play.
Considering where you all are now in the series, up 2-1, has it been a good thing that Luka was out to force this team to realize what it could do without him, maybe grow up a little bit?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if it's ever a good thing to have your best player out in the playoffs. But the one thing that this group has learned without Luka during the season, they could play and they could win, and so that's always a positive. But we've always believed that we, since the day one, that we were going to be a team, and that's who we are. We're a team. Luka dominates the headlines, which he should. He's a special talent, but we rely on one another and not just one guy. And that's the fun part of this team is no matter who picked us to do what, we always believe that when we take the floor, we have a chance. That doesn't mean we're going to win every game, but we truly believe that we're going to compete and we're going to make it tough.
Jason, a lot of times when teams go on the road, particularly in a tough building, you want to at least get a split. You got that already. How do you guard against a letdown?
Yeah, they did the same thing. They wanted a split on the road. And so we found a way to win Game 3, and now that's over with. We have to focus on Game 4, a different situation where we have to stay hungry. A lot of times in this league or this time of the year, when you win a game, the team that has lost always comes out and has the advantage because they're hungry and they're desperate. So we got to be desperate and we got to be hungry, and that's what we've talked about this morning.
How do you better address the small lineup they're using that made the run in the third quarter?
How do we address it?
Yeah. What did you see? Why
what would
was
you like
that
to
able
see?
to be effective? And how do you think you can respond to that easier?
Oh, I don't know. How do we address it? We plan on seeing it. Just like they're going to see us small. I don't understand the question.
Well, so what did they do that you felt was effective to make that run?
They got to the free throw line. We fouled too much. Donovan, in this series, third quarters, they've come out big in third quarters, so we got to pay attention to whatever we're doing in halftime. We got to do a little bit better because we're giving up a lot of points, but we're fouling way too much in the third quarter, small or big. And if you call their small lineup effective, then we got to pay attention to it.
In your past coaching stops, has Sweeney always been that energetic and that animated on the sideline?
I think with age, he's just got a little bit more energy. No, he's always been that way since day one, since he's been in the film room with me in Brooklyn. And now, in Milwaukee, he cares. That's just who he is. He's into the game before the game starts, and he's into the game after the game ends. So, but that's just who he is. He might be small in stature, but he has a big care factor.
How do you think just that energy has translated to getting guys to buy in on defense and now getting guys really enthusiastic about winning that way?
Yeah, I think day one it started that way by selling defense. We said that at the big press conference, and you guys laughed, and we've said it all year, and you guys continue to laugh. But those guys believe in it, and that's a cool thing. They believe in playing defense. They believe that defense can help you win if you're not shooting the ball well, and we've done that in this series, and we got to continue to do it.
How important is it to get off to a good start like you did last night and keep the crowd out of the game?
Well, that's always big on the road. You always want to get off to a good start, but if you don't, you just gotta maintain. We've talked about that, the crowd being loud and into the game. If they start on the run, we just gotta stay together and weather the storm. But yeah, it's always good to get off to a good start, but you're not always guaranteed to get off to a good start, and this group understands that.
What does that say about your team? When they got within 1 point, you withstood that rally, and came away with a victory.
What does it say? They trust one another. They're a team. There's no panic. This is a game of runs. We made a run early. They made a run late, and we maintained our composure, and we executed on both ends.
Is your rookie stock in the 7-game series, which is the most important game?
The next one. Tomorrow. That's all that matters. All right, thank you.
So you gonna play tomorrow?
I don't know.
What's gonna determine whether you play?
I'm gonna practice today, so see how it feels. I think after practice we'll know if I play or not.
How are you feeling so far?
Feeling good. Pretty good. Getting better every day.
Do you feel like you could have played last night?
I feel like I play every game, but the risk was too much, so that's why I did.
No feeling any pain, no discomfort.
No, I'm feeling good. Just getting better every day.
What have you thought about just the way that probably most people didn't expect your team to be able to take a 2-1 lead without you? What have you thought about the way that Jalen has stepped up, especially since we last talked to you?
I mean, people did and I did. They're playing great, I always say their game plan is incredible. They're trying to do something different yesterday, playing small ball. So we just follow game plan, execute the plan. But everybody's playing great, man. Everybody's doing their job. Everybody's playing great.
What have you learned about your teammates while you've been sitting on the bench?
I knew my team. I didn't learn that.
This doesn't surprise you at all how they play?
No. We were playing like this the whole season. That's got maybe a couple. The start wasn't that good, but after the start, I think we played like this every game, almost every game.
What kind of, progressions have you made since we last talked to you in terms of explosive movements or in terms of how hard you're able to push your calf?
I think just running a little bit more, playing 1-on-1, 5-on-5. I think today we're gonna do some more 5-on-5, but nothing that, just better every day. More explosive, faster, everything.
Is the 5-on-5 against that usual group of some reserves, some assistants, some staff?
Yeah.
How have you done?
Great.
Who guards you the best out of that group?
I don't know. When they double team me, that's when they guard me the best. But I like to go against Bobby, so I could talk trash to him. He said he didn't want to block me that one time because I was getting back, and I said, "You couldn't block me. Stop making excuses."
Sounds like you're fully healthy then.
The mouth is in full speed.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys won last night, could that factor into the timing of when you want to come back? Either way, you guys have taken a series, taking home court advantage regardless.
I don't think the win or loses affect in any of this. It's just the calf, how it feels. So I don't think it affect in win or losses.
How challenging has it been for you to be patient this week when you've been able to do stuff physically, that you weren't early in the process?
It's been tough, man. Just watching basketball, it's way easier to play basketball than to watch it, especially if your team is playing. I'm too nervous on the bench, but it's been tough. I've been doing some court stuff. I've been feeling good. I want to get back as soon as possible.
Who's been most helpful in helping you stay patient and helping you see the bigger picture to take things slow?
I think a lot of people. Obviously Casey. He's my boss, so I do what he says. But a lot of people just on the court, treatment-wise, everything. You know, it's a lot of people just being patient, helping me being patient. So a lot of people.
What kind of message or what kind of help has Jason given you in, again, understanding the bigger picture and wanting to kind of keep you calm and keep you paced throughout this?
I mean, we're playing great. I mean, we're just playing team basketball. But, you know, I think Jason has done a great job this season. In the playoffs, he's done a great job. So I think props to him. But just be patient, you know, if I'm out there or not.
What's your reaction to that big dunk that Dinwiddie had over Rudy last night?
I think it really helped him a little bit. He said it was all his bunnies, but I don't think so. I never seen him dunk like that.
Was it better or worse than some of your dunks this season?
Worse. It's good.
Thank you, Luka.
Thank you.
That was a good dunk. Could you tell us about one of the greatest dunks in Mavs history?
I was talking trash because Luka was talking about his dunk in Denver before I got here, but I told him he didn't dunk on any shot blocker, so it didn't count the same. I mean, really, it was a transition break. JB found me. They were just kind of in between getting their matchups right, and I just attacked the lane, and Gobert was a little late. Obviously, he's a phenomenal shot blocker, so I was able to kind of get up before him, and that's how it happened.
Their matchups were all over the place. Like that possession was very telling. Have you found that there's been confusion, or have you guys like singled out trying to take advantage of them when they do get in these weird mismatch situations?
Well, I think it's just kind of a product of their defense in general, right? It's not so much like specific guys necessarily. It's more so like, you know, you always want to get Whiteside and Gobert back to the paint, but we don't always play the most traditional lineups with, you know, bigs running to the paint as well. So sometimes you have to have, you know, Bogdanovich or somebody else like picking up Maxey in transition, which means now Gobert has to go find, you know, another matchup, whether it be Dodo or myself in that situation. So it's more so just us being unconventional to their style of play as well.
Did you see him coming from the other side? And did you say, what have I gotten myself into?
When I was going down the lane? Oh, no, I saw him, for sure. Oh, he's the biggest thing on the court. Like, of course I saw him. That's why I went up like that. Like, you know, normally, obviously, you guys see, like, I tend to lay the ball up. Like, it's what I've done most of my career, like, a lot of different quick finishes, whatever. But, no, like, when you have a shot blocker down there, like, you got to challenge him.
What is that rank on all the dunks you've had in your career? Just the guy that's three-time defensive
No. Just because of who it is, that'd be the best one. You know, in terms of NBA, too. I had a pretty good dunk against Stanford in college that I thought was on Dwight, but it was actually on – I went back and watched it. It was on Josh Houston. Dwight was in the play, but it wasn't really on him.
So you're like 16, 17 months from surgery now. It's like,
Yeah.
Is that a representation that you are really feeling back to yourself?
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely feel a lot better as the time goes on. I mean, that's part of it. You know, first season back always has its growing pains. I mean, I went through this my rookie year in Detroit, and, you know, my second year physically, I didn't play much, but my second year physically, I felt a lot better. So, you know, as the time goes on, it's just going to continue to get better for sure.
Do you feel the minutes are at effect? Can you feel the minutes, the heavy minutes you've been playing this series?
Well, I mean, of course, like, you know, playing 40 minutes is definitely different than playing 30, but, you know, overall, being able to kind of ease into this over the course of the full year, I think it would have been hard to play 40 from jump in, you know, September, October, but, you know, getting here now is good for me.
How are you guys able to do this without Luka? Because I think most of the nation probably surprised you up 2-1 right now.
I mean, you know, again, it's the chemistry, accountability, and resolve of this group. They've been doing it all year. To be able to plug into a group like that has been phenomenal. And then also, you know, it's just us trying to break the paint and get good shots for each other. I understand, you know, one of the best playmakers in the league isn't out there, but, you know, we still have the personnel to be able to, you know, attack and get into the paint and cause problems for Utah.
What has Brunson in particular shown you in this series?
He's just a high-level shot maker, man. Like, you know, he's going to get to his spot. He's got a multitude of ball fakes, foot fakes, to be able to just get his shot off in that paint. And, you know, he's presenting a lot of problems for, you know, the Jazz because one of the guys that can't keep up the lane.
What did you guys do to settle down Josh Green? Because those first two games, what did you good play?
I mean, look, man, it's understandable, right? Like, he's a young guy. He didn't play much last year. This is his first real playoff basketball. And a lot of times, you know, nervousness, guys get ridiculed for it, right? But the only time you are nervous, especially usually without experience, is because you really want to do well. So in a lot of ways, I look at it as a positive. His heart's in the right place. He wants to be good for the team, and that's why he gets nervous. You know what I'm saying? So With that being said, as you gain experience, you're going to calm down. You're going to start to make shots, and then especially seeing one go in, it kind of snowballs, especially for a young guy. And, you see his effort plays out there are monumental for us, getting extra rebounds, loose balls, steals, things of that nature. So he's going to continue to be a big help for us.
How deliberate has your approach been this season? The dunk aside, that you're really attacking the rim, like you're not taking in a way that Jalen is exploiting the mid-range space, but it seems like you're really going to the rim or trying to go to the rim every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all throw different pitches, right? Me, Luka, and JB are all different styles of players, but breaking the paint and being able to get guys shots is like, especially good for our offense. So, I look at it as the deeper I can get into the paint, even if I'm making the pass that leads to the pass and get the hockey assist, it's about starting what they call the blender. And so that's my mentality, is getting the paint as much as possible. And, I'd love to shoot 16 free throws again. That was a lot more fun than shooting like 4 or 5 or something like that. That's not nearly as fun.
On Brunson again, can you remember your career or watching the NBA before a guy of his size being able to do what he does in the lane and consistently get off shots that way, like some of his footwork? Does that surprise you?
In his style, not really, because he's more like almost like a throwback 90s two guard. He uses his body really well and things like that. Now, if you're just talking about a shorter guy being dominant in the paint, I mean, Conley was really good for Memphis back in the day. You got Tony Parker for the Spurs. You got guys who have done it at a high level for sure. I just think stylistically he's just a little bit different because he wants the contact. He wants to, he just wants the contact, right? He's just kind of a stronger player than those guys. Tony Parker went to floaters and quick layups, things like that. It was more slight build, so it's different.
Considering where y'all are in this series now, 2-1, is it a good thing that y'all did this without Luka?
I think going forward long term, yeah, because you want the guys to have confidence that, we're a good basketball team without them. But you understand you're not going to be as good as you possibly can be if you don't have, a potential MVP candidate. So, to potentially have them back sometime in the near future, hopefully we can close the series out and start looking ahead to, what we need to do long term.
When most teams play on the road, they want to get at least a split. How do you guys go out against a letdown in game 4 now that you already got this?
Well, I think it's because we also lost game 1, right? So if we were up 3-0 right now, then maybe you could say, like, okay, like, we understand game 4 is what it is. Even if you lose, you can go back and close out in game 5. But remember, they say the series starts when somebody wins on the road, right? Well, they opened up the series with that win. So if we lose tomorrow, essentially just tied again. You know what I'm saying? And as good as we feel right now, we'll be right back at a 0-0 type of standstill. So, it's not a time to rest, not a time to, be too happy. We understand what we did well. They also scored a lot of points last game, right? Like we've talked about having about 100 points the first 2 games and how we were proud of that. We definitely missed that mark last game. So, we have things we can improve on.